Okay, hopefully somebody can hear me and this is working. I'm just going to check if it is on my phone because it's the first time ever. Welcome back, you beautiful people. Hope you're having a great day and thanks very much for joining me. This is my first ever live stream, so if you just joined me, welcome. Okay, we're going to try something a little bit different today for the first time ever. So we're going to have a bit of a live stream and I'm going to do some guitar maintenance. I've got my guitar ready because I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing in a sec. So down here I've got my Squier Classic Vibe Telecaster. And this is going to be, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the bridge. So I've got a replacement bridge here. Okay, so what I want to do is put a less of an ashtray bridge because I hate these sides on the side of the Telecaster. I'll show you what I mean. So you can see the sides of them stick right up, and I find that quite sharp when you're trying to do palm mutes and so on. So I thought tonight I'll change it over. Got this Fender Ultra bridge. So it's the same of the Ultra, £2,000 Ultras, which I found really comfy when I had my Ultra before I got rid of it because this is that good. So I'm going to replace that tonight in front of you, show you how we're going to do that. And also I've got my Harley Benton SC Junior that I haven't actually shown you yet. That's in the room. I'm going to show you that, and also I'm going to change the strings on it, but also give a bit of a fret polish and oil and lube up the fretboard. So hopefully you can all hear me. I'm just going to quickly check whilst you're there because I can't actually see anything at this moment in time, so I don't know if I've got anything going on. I don't know what's happening. So let's see if we can work it out because I can't see anything. I've got no chat up here or nothing. Where's that gone? Everything's disappeared. I don't really know how to use it. So let's just bear with me a second. Let me see if I can find these little windows for. Oh, there we go. There's one. Okay, there's 3 views. Hello. Well, I'm going to get the chat up as well, so just hang on a sec. Just going to get the chat up because apparently that works as well. Oh, there we go. Chat. There it is. Okay, so oh, it's just loading up. One sec. Hopefully you can hear me still, or hear me at all, I should say. I don't even know for definite. Oh yeah, hi all, Nostromo UK. So if you're in the room, all 3 or 4 of you, if you could just actually give me a quick message just to say everything's all alright and you can see what's going on and you can hear me fine, if I need to turn my mic up or anything, because like I say, this is my first time ever, so it's all new to me. This, you know, I'm getting old, all this technology's hard work, you know. So you can see my Harley, oh, that's that side, you can see my Harley Benton there, look, there it is. I've got the silver sparkle, but yeah, give me a quick message down below. Just click me in the live chat if you can, so it's actually in the live chat. If you just click me a message in there, Nostromo UK, whereabouts are you in the UK? Give me a quick shout, just let me know. And, oh, I can reply to you? Yeah, I can reply, nice one. So there's lots of different things you can do. Oh, hello, yep, right, spot on. So hopefully you'll see my comment come up there now. Anybody else going to quickly message for me just to let me know what's going on, making sure everything's all alright? So if anybody could just quickly reply for me, that would be great help, just to let me know that everything's working. So anybody there? I can see there's a few watching, but I just need some sort of comment from somebody, please. Hopefully it'll work. Top chat, or have I changed that to live chat? Oh, there we go, Northants. Oh, thanks, James. That's very kind of you. Cheers. I like that. Yeah, it's not an oil paint, and I'll give you that. But yeah. So what we're going to be doing is changing. Cheers, Nostromo. Is that Nostromo? Is that, am I pronouncing that right? Okay. So if you haven't subscribed before, click that little button. You know, it's only a little button. It don't hurt. It costs you nothing. Completely free, and then you get to see all my videos and stuff, all the actual proper ones, not these Mickey Mouse ones like this, because obviously I'm winging this. But we're going to do more of these. Going to do a few more of these over time, and we'll see how we get on. All right. But obviously I'm learning all tonight, so this is my first one. So bear with me, and we'll get cracking. All right. So let's bring this up again. So the first thing we're going to do, like I say, is actually remove the bridge and then replace it with the new one. So I'm going to get all these strings off. So while I'm doing this, if there's anybody in there that wants to tell me what guitar they use, what guitar have you got? Has anybody got a Squier or a Fender Telecaster, I should say? You know, Fender or Squier or Classic Vibe even. Have you got one? Because these things are great value for money. You know, You get so much guitar for the money. Just like you do on stuff like the Harley Bentons and Jets. I've got a Jet up here as well. Where's it there? I've got a Jet up there. Jets are great. The Squier Classic Vibes are amazing. But I don't know if anybody have actually seen my Squier debut video I did a couple of weeks ago. Those things are crazy cheap at the minute. They're £109 on Amazon as of today for the Strat or the Telecaster, and they both come in different colours. You can get red, black, I think that's it, but at least there's 2 options rather than just one. But yeah, so I mean, these things come with a bone nut. These things are about 300 odd quid, 350, and these have a bone nut on them, which is bonkers for someone like Fender. So let's get these strings. I'll still unwind. I need to get one of those string winders, to be fair. I've got measuring tools and all these other things, everything else, but I ain't got a string winder. I don't know. It's just one of those things that I'll get eventually, I suppose. Actually, I might even change the string tree today at the same time, because I've got a spare Ultra one over there. So anybody that's watching, if you can give me a quick little shout out, just say hello, and make sure that it's still working on the chat, because that chat, I'm not convinced it refreshes properly. So yeah, give me a quick, remember it's the live chat you got to click in, not the normal comment section. So in the live chat, alright. So give me a shout at what you sort of thing you're into. You know, into Green Day, you into what you're into, let me know. Okay, I've got a new video coming out tomorrow night, by the way. Cheers, Searching for Toe. Very nice of you. It's an Anderton's FSR Squier Classic Vibe. It's actually a purple one that they did. Hello. So yeah, they did that. They did that a limited run of it, and I was lucky enough to get one. Okay, so I'm just going to chop these because I don't want to be pulling through all those dodgy ends from the tuner ends. Let's just get rid of those, and then I can pull it out without actually catching any of those curly bits. So let's quickly whack this over the other side. Get them through. There's one. Searching for Toe, and I've seen you in the comment section a few times of other videos. Just remind me what guitar you play. I'm sure you've told me before. But yeah, I actually went to a guitar dealer in Sheffield today called, yeah, this was the Pete special, the Squier Classic Vibe. Pete obviously specified the colour, as you can see. You know, it's a lovely sort of purple. I mean, it's almost got a sort of, you can almost see a metallic effect to it. Obviously, you can see everything reflected in it because it's so shiny and lovely. But yeah, the sort of metallic flake in there as well. It's a stunning paint job, to be fair. It's immaculate. Really well done. I mean, the days of Squier churning out rubbish guitars, they're long gone, to be fair. Squier have been really on it recently. I mean, to be fair, I think it's actually because of people like Harley Benton, Jet, East Coast even. You know, I actually played at East Coast today for the first time when I went to Rich Tone Music in Sheffield. What a cracking instrument. For under 100 quid, those things. They're less than 100 quid brand new, and it's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. Now, there's a rumour going around, I don't know if you've seen it, that they're actually the same as the antiquities from PMT. So the East Coast and the PMT antiquities are actually looking like they're identical when you take them apart and you look at the back of the... Cheers, Nostromo. Yeah, so they actually look identical when you take the pickups out and so on. So there's a rumour that they're actually coming out of the same factory, which means Andertons are charging far less than PMT. So it's a much better bargain if you go to Andertons for the East Coast and just get East Coast on the headstock. That's the only difference, you know, between it. It looks like that way anyway, because it looks like the same parts, same everything, you know. So it's interesting that there's some of the different models and manufacturers are actually using the same factories and just basically the same gear. But anyway, oh hello, got quite a few. Tees is a brand that has sent me a Strat and Telly. They're ridiculously got quite a few Tees. I've not heard of T. It was that a typo? Was that definitely right? I've not heard of Tees. I mean, I've played an artist guitar as well. They're amazing. They're a little bit heavy, but they're amazing. and also what's the other one? Heartwood from Gear for Music. They're pretty good. Pretty impressed with those as well, to be fair. So yeah, they're not bad. But yeah, give me a shout in the comment section. Anyone that hasn't chimed in yet, come on, don't be shy. All right, just give me a shout in the live chat, and we'll see what you got, see what you're into, what you tried. But yeah, Rich Tone Music in Sheffield. If you're ever in the area, cracking shop. It's more of an old school dealer. It's not a mainstream sort of big old brand in the States. I've not heard of Tees, to be fair. I'll talk about the dealership again. I keep getting distracted. You put me off, but I want you to, so at least we can have a chat. So yeah, Tees, I've not heard of those. I heard of Firefly, which look amazing value as well. I don't know if you dealt with any Fireflies. They seem to be getting a good name for themselves, but unfortunately they don't ship to the UK, because I wanted to get one of those, but you just can't find them. You just can't, and I've emailed them. They said they don't ship to the UK at the moment. But yeah, hopefully long term that's something they'll do. So let's get this off the body and see what we've got underneath. Because I've not actually seen underneath this yet, because I've never took it off before. So let's get the right screwdriver, because I don't want to round off any screws, do we? But yeah, Rich Tone Music in Sheffield. If you've never been there, it's more of an old school sort of dealership. So it's just a one-off shop like Anderton's, but obviously Anderton's is huge with their mail order. They're really dialed in that mail order stuff. You know, they got that sorted and done it really well. To be fair, Anderton's, it's all credit to them. You know, what a story that is. You know, with what they've achieved from a family-run business like that to go so big and still only have one store, which is probably the way to go, to be honest. You know, people like PMT, you wonder if they're going to be like Curry's and or Dixon's and all those sort of shops long term, and if they're going to struggle by having too many stores. But hopefully they don't, because we need many guitar stores as we can. You know, we want all these different brands out there, because competition is good for the consumer. You know, it gives us all, that one's a bit dodgy. It gives us all better prices. You know, we need competition to keep prices competitive. Okay, so let me just that screw was a bit iffy. Not a big fan of that one. Might have been cheap metal or something like that. They're really good for the price. I think they are on a par with the best Epiphones. See, the reason I bought that Harley Benton there, okay, you can't quite see because I've got the guitar overlaid now, but yeah, I'll show you that in a bit, because we're going to actually take the strings off that. I've only just got it. I'm going to take the strings off, change them up, but also give it a good oil and lube it up and clean those frets, and actually just going to metal sand. I've got some metal sandpaper basically, just polish those frets up. I'm going to have a look at that review, because I like Explorers, and I've never had one, and I'm very, very interested in that Firefly brand. Now, speaking of Epiphone, now you've mentioned Epiphone, I've got to say, Epiphone have become a brand. I've got some old Epiphones, and I've got a couple of new Epiphones, and Epiphones have actually transformed themselves, just like Squier has. I mean, Squier used to churn out some absolute rubbish back in the day, but now, you know, I think it's because of all these cheap brands turning up and knocking out some cracking value instruments. They've forced the big boys to really up their game, especially on their lower end stuff. So I actually bought that Billy Joe. I was going to buy, that's a Billy Joe Epiphone, right? Les Paul Jr. I was going to buy the Gibson. I went out to buy the Gibson, tried that, and actually preferred it, and I preferred the sound of it. Which I know it sounds bonkers, because I mean, I've got as you can see there, I've got a real Gibson Les Paul there. I love it. You know, I love Gibsons. I had Les Pauls before. I've had a Slash Les Paul as well, which I loved. But some of these cheaper guitars now, it's getting harder to justify the difference in price. You know, it really. I don't know how they're going to argue it long term. I just don't, because the Chinese stuff is coming out. We're lucky as consumers what we've got available to us now for the price points. If you can ignore the headstock name, you can save yourself a fortune, basically. Even if you want to customise the pickups or whatever later on, the difference is still so massive, you know, that you save yourself a fortune. Just checking this is going to be a direct replacement, and I'm not cocked up and got them. Can you imagine that? Could be a right plonker here. Just checking this is actually. Yeah, it should be alright. We'll see in a bit, won't we, when I get it off. But yeah, so that's undone now. was interested to see. Oh yeah, they have got the. Okay, so they have got the earthen piece of wire just there. It's actually just a bare wire just laid underneath the plate. So that's interesting. A bit messy in there, but I suppose it's painted in there though. That's not bad. So it's painted in there, which I'm going to swap that to the other side, I think. I'm just going to drag that across there, so you can then, because when I lean this way and I'm looking, you can then still see my ugly mug. Sorted. Right. So yeah, there's a earth wire there, ground wire there, and I'll get this pickup off and have a little look in there. But it's actually okay. There's a few shards of paint and well, sand, sawdust, you know, but generally that's actually quite tidy. That's really well finished in there, and it's painted and all. Bonus. Right, let's get this pickup out anyway, so we can sort all this. So that's that. There's only 3 screws on these pickups, so it's not too bad. Now my posh bench here is actually my dining table with the towel on it, would you believe? You know, times are hard, people. So, let's get this pickup out. Hopefully they're all identical screws, otherwise I have to keep them separate. Yeah, they are. So, let's get this out. Like I say, I just find these ashtray bridges a bit sharp, and I'm not a big fan of the lack of intonation on these old school, you know, 3, where is it? There it is. On these 3 saddle thing. I know loads of people love the 3 saddles. I appreciate everyone's got their own, you know, viewpoint. I'm not a big fan of relics, as you've possibly seen if you've seen my relic video. I'm not a fan of relics, but each to their own. You know, that's why we have choice, and that's why there's no right or wrong answer. It's just what you like and what I like. So, you know, carry on. You know, carry on enjoying whatever you enjoy, and I'll do the same. But you know, we're all guitar lovers at the end of the day. We're all in the same boat. We all love this industry and what these things give us. You know, so yeah. Right, so we've got the springs there on these pickups. On this pickup, I should say. But yeah, what I'll do, I'll just lift this up and just show you close up, like. So hopefully you can see how nice a finish there actually is in there. That's pretty bonkers. You know, you wouldn't expect, especially a Squier level. I mean, I suppose it is classic vibe, but even so, you know, it's still nice to know that they actually put some time and effort into it. So, have any of you got a Telecaster? I need to know. If you have, which one, which colour, which model, and how long you had it. And is it your favourite guitar? Give me a shout. Give me a shout in the live chat. Okay, so I'm going to quickly blow that out a little bit, because we don't want all that sawdust in there, even though there's only a little bit. Now, let's line this up and see if this actually matches up, shall we? See if this is going to work even, before I even carry on. So, where's these holes? There we go. Please tell me they work. Okay, so if you haven't done this before, you can actually turn these saddles on their sides to help you get into the screw holes, which is a bit helpful because they don't always line up with the saddle edges and stuff, you know, so you can rotate them, get the screws in, and then worry about putting them back later. So, yeah, it looks like it's going to be alright actually. That's handy. So, let's get that one turned. I just need to get this turned a little bit more. Yeah, there you go. I'm going to get access to that now. I'll do the same on this one. So just rotate those. Bit of a fiddly faffy sort of thing to do when you first do it, but it gives you that clearance on those extra screw heads. But you need that clearance, otherwise you can't get them in properly. Alright, so now I can actually check the line. They line up really nice now. 4 holes. Perfect. That's good. It's good news. So I've got the right bit. Yeah, it would be embarrassing, wouldn't it? Oh, hello. What's that all about? So, who's still here? Just give me a quick shout if you're still in the room. Let me see who's here. I want to hear from you. I don't know. I'm obviously searching for Tone. Good old boy. Back again. Nostromo, you still here, Nostromo? And, yeah, I want to see you all. I'll give you a shout out. Anybody who's in here. And if you haven't clicked that subscribe button, don't forget to press that, because then you get notified of future videos as well. I'm going to be doing a live stream every week probably, and I'll make it a regular thing on the same day of each week as well, so we'll get a bit of a routine going. Alright, I just thought I'd do it late tonight because the kids are in bed, the wife's in bed, you know, just don't affect anybody and work out what's going on with this, because I spent over an hour trying to set all this up, because I'm getting old, you know, I'm getting old. Alright, so yeah, give me a shout. Right, so where are we? Let's see what's going on with this. Right. Oh, yep, still there. Good lad. Nice one. Right, so let's have a little look at what we're going to do with this bridge. Just get this on. Good lad. I like that little. That's one of my favourite emojis, that actually. Right, so let's get this pickup put into this plate, and then we can start getting cracking. We're putting this back on and then adjusting heights and so on. I need to look up the heights. I didn't even look, to be fair. But obviously that'll be after we've set up the saddle's height as well, so we've got to set them up. And then sort the intonation, and then start looking at... Right, this is going to be a pain in the backside now, I know this is. Right, let's get that up like that. Get that in there. Oh, and just while we're here, in case you don't know why a Strat sounds different to a Telly, it's because of that back plate. Alright, that's what gives it the growl. Somehow, well, there's laws of physics, or something to do with physics, you know, but that plate is the difference between Strat pickups and why a Telly sounds completely different. Alright, but yeah, that's actually got a lot of some sort of sealant-y stuff on there. It's interesting. Right, anyway, let's get this on, because I'm rabbiting on about rubbish, you know, and we want to get the finished product done, don't we? So let's get that in there. These screws are a pain. Yeah, if you've done Strats before, they come with those little rubber grommets, and they're a complete pain as well. But yeah, let's get this. Oh, come on, so it's going to go in. Oh, you're joking? No way. Why would that be different? Why wouldn't they be big enough for these screws? You're having a laugh, aren't you? Hang on, I'm going to try screwing them in, see if that works. Because I can't believe that. That can't be right. What? Why wouldn't they be the same size holes? Oh, come on. The pickup screws, for whatever reason, do not fit through these holes. But yeah, they're the pickup side. They're the screws. Those screws have got to fit into that thread. So therefore, these holes need to be made bigger. What's that all about? I'm gonna have to drill them out, and which ain't gonna be tonight. I tell you that for nothing. I knew there'd be problems, and that's why you're here, ready to have a laugh at my mistakes. Okay, so yeah, that is shocking beyond belief. Let's see if these other screws go through these holes. Oh yeah, so the bridge mount ones actually go in, but that's just bonkers. Why would they make the holes for the pickups? Because these have to go in at the base of that pickup, so surely all the screws for the pickups have got to be the same size, diameter, to actually then screw in at the bottom of the pickup. So why would this hole be smaller? That is really weird. Someone must know something about that. Go on, give me a comment down below in the live comments there, because that just makes no sense whatsoever. Why would they make these holes too small for pickup screws? I can't believe it. That ain't just me, is it? I can't even screw them in. They're that tight. That looks like it needs about another 1/3 of a mil. Or maybe they've just done a duff batch. But I got it direct from Fender, so it should be real. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll do that another time. I'm going to have to drill that out just to get those screws through, because I can't do anything else at this moment in time. Until that plate is drilled out to allow those screws through, I am stuck, completely and utterly stuck. So I'm not going to put it back together, because I don't want to waste a set of strings just for waiting for drilling them out. You know, these strings aren't cheap nowadays. I remember when strings were £6 or £7, and they now all seem to be sort of 13, 14. I don't know if it's the same in America or wherever you guys are. Obviously, one of you is in the UK, Nostromo. Well, I've tried all three in all three holes, and none of them are going through on any of the holes. It's really bizarre. I don't understand that, because I don't see the logic behind. I don't see the logic of pickup screws being different sizes, diameter-wise. That just seems bonkers. Because some people try and put, you know, that's just weird. I won't line these up. Let me see. If I line these up, I can't line them up really. I'll just line up one hole. Yeah, there's a definite difference. It's micro, but it's just enough. It's just literally just, you can only just see the edges of the new bridge. Just, it's almost like this, some sort of. Okay, so alright, the strings I've bought for this one, because obviously Tellies and Strats, they tend to have 9s on, and every other guitar that I've got I have 10s on, but I've stuck with 9s because I like that Telly twang as part of what makes a Telly, you know. So I actually bought some NYXLs, 9s, 9 to 42s, which I don't normally use. I actually normally use, where are they? Let me just grab this, because I've got some more sets, because I've obviously got some for the Harley Benton in a minute, because I like 10s generally. It's on my PRSs and on the Les Paul and the Les Paul Junior and so on. So I've actually got Elixir 10 to 46 Nano Web. Yeah, Nano Web. I mean, I know they got that coating on, but I still think these sound amazing, and they seem to last forever. These Didarios, though, are meant to be really, really strong and long-lasting for strength purposes, never break. But I never break any of these anyway, so I don't see that side of things is that relevant for me. I don't really break strings. I can't remember the last time I broke a string, to be honest. So yeah, on this one, on the Strats actually, not on the Silver Sky. The Silver Sky used 10s. I used the Elixir Nano Web 10s on there because PRS like the 10s. They come fitted with 10s. They're set up for 10s, so I don't have a problem with 10s. I play 10s all the time, so I like the thickness of them. You know, it's not as if I struggle with the bends and stuff. But yeah, the NYXLs, I heard really good things about these, so I thought I'd give them a go. Just try them out, just as a one-off, see what the score is. But obviously we're not going to hear those tonight, are we? So we'll do that on another. I'll probably do that on my next live stream. Actually, I'll get those bored out. That extra sort of third of it. It literally looks like sort of third to half of a mil maximum. It's such a tiny amount, but obviously with that quality of metal, there's no way I can force them through because it's too. Well, it's really not. I might even struggle drill. I shouldn't struggle drill them out. I've got metal drill bits, but it's gone midnight here in the UK, so it's a bit late to be doing that. So what we'll do is I'll get all this put away and we'll move on to the Harley Benton, I think, and see what we can sort out with that. See if we actually get somewhere with one of the two. Alright, so let's hang this up, get that out of the way. Actually, to save those so I don't lose these, because you know what's going to happen if I don't do this. These screws will all disappear overnight, magically somehow. So if I stick these actually into the pickup holes, that'll look after them. Just give that a quick spin in there with the spring on as well, so they don't disappear either. What strings do you use, by the way? Let me know what strings you use, what make they are, and also what gauge. And does it depend on what the guitar is? As to, are you like me, where you use 10s on maybe sort of Les Paul-y type, humbucker-y type guitars, and then 9s on more Fender-y stuff? Because we like that crystalline sort of sound, you know, that clarity, that sharp clarity that you get from a Strat and from a Telly. You know, they're clean. When you do cleans on these instruments, even with an amazing, I mean, I've got a lovely couple of PRS custom cores, but even with those, even in coil split, they're not quite the same. They're great, but it's sort of 90 to 95% there. It's not the same as having single coils. It's close. It's getting close all the time. They're getting there over time. All these companies are getting there with these coil taps and so on, but it's not the same. It's just, you know, it's nothing like a Strat or a Telly clean. They're just unbelievable. They're just, that sound is just gorgeous. I'm just going to put these bridge screws in as well. just a little bit, just a few turns, just so they're safe and they don't get lost. Okay, yeah, I'm annoyed about that. I was hoping to get this one done because I love this. I haven't really played this guitar much recently because that ashtray thing keeps really doing my head in. I never really had one. I don't like that bit. That's the only thing I don't like, and I know everyone's got different opinions on the ashtray bridges, but for me, I loved when I had the Tele bridge on the Ultra was the thing that made it stand out a mile for me. I loved that, having the flat sides, but yeah, that edge just sort of cut when you try and do palm use and stuff. It feels like it's cutting into you. It's not sharp, but it's just so thin and such tough material. So yeah, I'm so annoyed about that. I really want to get that done. Anyway, let's move on. So let's get this out of the way. Hang this up over here next to the Billy Joe Les Paul Jr. And what we'll do, I'll put these bridges out the side here and those strings because we're not going to be needing those tonight. Oh, I've just moved my camera, look, divvy. Right, no, that'll do. We'll sort it out in a sec. Right, so here's the Harley Benton. I've not actually shown anybody this Harley Benton yet. So as you can see, it's got the most amazing silver glitter effect. This was a limited edition they did of the Les Paul Jr. They made 250 of these, and I've been looking out for one for ages because when you're on stage, right, I love the ebony Les Paul Juniors. I think the ebonies are amazing looking. They're just stunning. But I nearly always wear black t-shirts. You know, that's what happens when you get fat. So, yeah, black t-shirts a lot of the time. I've just always been a bit of a black t-shirt person. And so when you got black guitar on a black t-shirt, the guitar just disappears. You can't see the contours of the guitar or the edges or nothing. So you can't see the shape and how gorgeous a guitar is. So when I was watching people on stage, I started analysing, well, not analysing, but just geeking out over what colours people use and which ones stand out a lot. And I noticed that the really light guitars, so like the white Billy Joe and stuff like this, the silver or yellows or whatever, really stand out a mile. And so I thought, I want one of these. I saw them a while ago on Tom and website, but yeah, that finish just gives it that little bit of check me out. Ian's Guitar. Oh, that's a good name. I like that. Guitar Shack. Is it like your Love Shack sort of? I'm geek, you know, bit of music geek, but yeah. So we're gonna have a little look at this one and change the strings. I've actually got a replacement bridge coming for this because these things are not. I've got to, actually there's so many little things I want to tell you about this guitar. Right, so like I said, it's a limited edition, 250 of them made. They normally come with a black pick guard with the screw holes and black knobs. I bought this second hand, 110 quid. Don't tell anyone, 110 quid. It sounds epic. It's ridiculous. I'm going to do a comparison video between this and the Epiphone in the next couple of weeks, so watch out for that. So make sure you click that little subscribe button. Alright, click that subscribe button. Really helps out the channel, gets out to more people. Alright, but what's going to happen is that when like I say, I'm going to do a comparison video between this and the Epiphone Les Paul Jr. and you might get a shock. It's shocking, really. I mean, these things, they're about 150 quid new. Might have been 170, 180 because they're limited edition. 250 of them made. But yeah, they all sold out really quick. And I've been looking for one for a while now. And I got it for 110, which is a bonus because normally a lot of people are trying to fleece everyone for these because they're selling for over 200 quid most of the time. So yeah, but the previous owner, for some reason, had changed the pick guard from black to... don't get me wrong, it's not too bad. It don't look... I mean, it looks a bit greeny on this picture. I can see it here. It looks a little bit sort of greeny grey. It's a bit weird. Or mint, but it's not in the flesh. It's actually a really nice sort of brushed metal, silver sort of look to it. And these are nice knobs, but I just think that the contrast of the black on the silver gives it that bit of character. So I want to replace... You try finding a bridge for a Harley... not a bridge, a scratch plate for a Harley Benton. I'm going to have to go on to... go onto eBay or something and find one, and then the knobs, that'll be easy job, easy finding them. What a plonker! I forgot to power my laptop, and it's saying it's going to shut down in a sec, so I'm going to be 30 seconds and just grab my power cable because I left it in the other room like a complete div. Like I said, it's the first time, you know, I can't get everything right. I'll be literally, don't go anywhere. I hope you can still hear me. I'm just running now to grab my charger. in the room. Alright, so here's the charger. Complete divvy. I should have thought about that. But yeah, it's gonna, hopefully it won't bin out, because if it does, I'm going to lose the whole stream. So let's quickly get these undone. I'll get this over there. So we can plug it in. And I made it. Yes! Sorted. Alright, so save the day. Okay, so that was close. Right, so yeah, another little lesson learned. Okay, so hopefully he's still here with me. But yeah, like I say, the previous owner changed these parts, so I got to source a new... Hello? Got to source a new scratch plate for this one, alright? But that's all in the future video, after it. But this bridge, right, let's talk about these bridges. So if you ever read about Harley Benton SC Juniors online, alright, everyone slags these bridges. And if you have a look, hopefully you can see this. You can see just how sort of, it's hard getting a decent angle on there, how sharp, but also how high those saddle sort of grooves sit. They're really bizarre. They're horribly sharp when you're doing a palm mute. They really cut in, and they're very proud, if you like. They protrude quite a long way. That's a better view. There you go. Oh, let's try and get the angles. There you go. So you can see what I'm saying. Hopefully, they really do stick up, and they're quite sharp. But it seems a really overly bulky, unnecessarily bulky bridge. So I've actually bought a new wraparound tailpiece for this to replace it. And that's not coming until Wednesday, so I'll do that then. But yeah, actually, if I do this, I'm going to lose these set of strings, aren't I? So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to take this bridge off without replacing the strings tonight. I'm going to take the bridge off, just slacken them all that end. All right, slacken them all, slide it out. Hopefully, there'll be enough slack there to be able to just slide it out. Take the bridge off, and then I can sort out the fretboard whilst you're all on here. Alright, because obviously the other one fell apart and completely went wrong, didn't it? Because it was silly screw holes. So let's get these loose, nice and loose, and then hopefully I can wang that back a bit and get this off without taking the strings off, because I really don't want to take the strings off and waste a whole set just for a couple of 3 days. I should have thought about all of this a bit more, to be honest, but I thought I'll just do a live stream, see how it goes, how we get on, and get these things sorted. So, who have we still got? Give me a shout if you're still in the room. Let's have a look, see who's here. So tonight's been a comedy of errors so far, if you just joined me. But it's all learning, it's all part of the job. It'll be alright for next time, and I'll advertise next time as well, so you actually know when it's going to happen. Actually send out the post with it all on, so you all know what's going on. And hopefully be a few more people then as well, because I didn't let anyone know. I just literally just started live. I just thought, just see if I can get it working first, because now I know I can, because I've only just actually bought this second camera here. There it is. Right, I've only actually just bought that this week, so that's actually one of those, which I didn't know could actually be a webcam as well, which is handy, because I can move it around, do whatever I want with it. And I've actually been using that today in Rich Tone Music in Sheffield for tomorrow's video. So make sure you subscribe so you know when that comes out. Alright? And that's actually got in Rich Tone, again, if you just joined me, Rich Tone Music in Sheffield. I'll put their website down in the link, I'll put a link into their website tomorrow on the video. Really nice shop, proper, they know everything. They really help. They're not just like Saturday boys or nothing like that. They know absolutely everything about everything. Proper musicians, been there for years, know their job inside out. And it's nice to have shops like that where you can just go in and get some advice off genuine experts. They really, really do know what they're talking about. So yeah, real bricks and mortar shop. Got to support these places, because otherwise where are we going to go and browse in the long term if they all disappear? We don't want that, do we? Okay, that might not actually, it might work, it might not, I don't know, because these have got such long ears on them as well. If not, what I might do is just take them off and then leave it off, and then on my next live stream do the other 2 parts of all this messing about that I've been doing. Get the new strings on and the new bridge on at the same time, after we've done these frets and fretboard and so on, and then do the bridge on the other one next time as well at the same time. But I'll try and get these slack enough, and if not, I'll just cut them off and we'll go from there. So let's see how we're getting on. But I need some more. Come on, you're not very vocal, you lot. I want to hear from you. Come on, give me a shout in the live chat there. Let me know what you've actually what you think of Harley Benton. Have you got one? Have you thought about getting one, or are you very anti cheap, affordable guitars? Because it's quite a controversial thing still. Everyone still loves their brand names, and it is hard to get away from that. I'm struggling. You know, I'm struggling to, if someone says, what guitar you got? It's this weird sort of guitar pride thing, brand name snobbery, shall we say, which is still ingrained. It's one of those things where it's hard not to think like that, even though we all know nowadays we're getting some amazing bargain guitars out. It's still hard to walk away from those brand names. I know it's not just me. I know it's probably... Oh, hello. That nut is loose. I might need a dab of glue. That's not good. But at least we find these things out when we take them apart, don't we? That's the beauty of it. Yeah, that's really well loose, that is. I'll have to sort that out. Oh yeah, this might actually work. Depends on these treble strings. But we're getting there. Nobody's commenting. Give me a comment in the live chat. Come on, you. Don't be shy. Hello. Just say hello. It's not hard. Don't hurt you. Nobody could see you. It's only me that's got to put my ugly face out there. Alright, so don't be shy. Give us a shout in the comments. What do you think about Harley Benton? Come on. Harley Benton. Have you got one? Are you secretly wanting one? And it's a guilty pleasure that you just won't admit to your mates? Let me know. But anyway, this is coming now, so I'm getting there. These are, right, okay, they're all off there. Let's see if we've got enough slack. Yeah, okay, I got that one off. Can I get this one off as well, though? No. I bet I could if I turn this out, if I spin this out. I can then bring it the other way, and then so I'll spin out the post. God, they come out a long way. That's one out. I'll then do the same the other side. Oh, I don't need to. There we go. Sorted. So I only need to take one out. Right. Yeah, this nut has just come off. Look. So that's obviously not been glued in at all. Although that actually might be a replacement. That's interesting. But I do think a dab of glue wouldn't hurt on that. You can probably hear my chair creaking as I move around. There you go. But anyway, yeah, there's not. I mean, the nut's finished really. It almost looks like it's not necessarily even the original one. Don't know. It'd be interesting to know if there's any way of telling. I can't see any brand name on it or nothing, so I don't know. But yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. So let's. I'll take that one out as well, just so it looks. I've got this thing about things looking symmetrical, so I'll take that out while the other one's out because I don't like the look of it. It sounds weird, but I'm sure someone else has got the same sort of thing. A little bit of OCD, whatever. Right, so that's that. So what we're actually going to do is work on this neck, on this fretboard, not neck, a fretboard. All right, we're going to work on the fretboard. Going to clean it up, give it a bit of. Some of these frets are a little bit scratchy, shall we say? A couple of little micro sort of ribs almost, if you want. So I'm just going to polish them up a little bit. They're actually very flat. I've already tested with my rocker. So if you don't know, if you get one of these, right, when you're at the sort of low fret numbers, use the wide end, and then just put them across 3 frets at a time. And if you can rock it, then you've got a high fret. If they're completely flat and stable, and go right across from E to E as well, because sometimes it could just be one end of the fret, all right? But there's no rocking on this guitar at all anywhere. So even though it's cheap, it's actually really, really stable on the fretwork, which is nice. It's good. But like I say, it's what give them a bit of a polish, because they can't, if they're doing them this cheap, they can't do everything for you. So let's get this spun round so it's actually that end for you. Get at that end so you can see what's going on a little bit. Try not to knock the camera. Alright, so, get out of the way, you. I'll just stick that under there for now. There we go, that'll do. Right, so, here's the nut. Just fell out of there. Cheeky boy. we'll sort that later anyway. So, I'm going to get this fretboard cleaned up. Then what I'm going to use is some of this D'Addario lemon oil. Hopefully, yeah, we'll focus on that. D'Addario lemon oil. Okay. And it says it's a conditioner and cleaner. Well, I always use lemon oil just for conditioning, but apparently it cleans as well. So we're going to find out. But I think it's just general lemon oil. It's no different to any other one. I think they're just saying that if you rub it hard enough, you're going to get plenty of it off. Alright, so let's get this in. A little dab of air in there. Actually, what am I doing? It's because I'm live, I'm stressed, I'm all panicky, and what do I do next? Normally, I don't have all this problem because no pressure. There's no one sat there watching me. But what I'm going to do is get these frets sanded first. I've got this thing called micro mesh. Alright, it comes in different grades, just like normal sandpaper, but this is for metal, specifically for metal. Alright, so what I'm going to do is look for my highest grade, so it's nice and smooth. What we got? We've got 400. 400's probably going to be alright, actually. Yeah, I think I'll use the 400. It's got 400 grip. Yeah, it feels smooth anyway. It's definitely going to be smoother than what's on there, I tell you. So even though it's nice fret levelling, they're not that highly polished. So, now normally if this is a maple neck, you'd never do this. Never do it without... I mean, you could argue you should tape off, mask off the fingerboard. But in my opinion, because it's the rosewood type stuff, I'm not sure whether it's real rosewood or not on these, but it absorbs the oil and it looks normal again. So, I mean, you can actually they sand these down at factory, to be fair, to make them dead smooth across the fret markers. So let's just do the first one, see how we get on. I'm just going to do it nice. I'm not actually pushing. I'm just literally just rubbing as gentle as I can. Ooh, what the hell, the difference? I've hardly done anything. Right, let's do that a tiny bit more. I'm just going to make this a bit smaller so it's not actually catching much anywhere else. That is amazing how quick that actually just smoothed up. That's nuts. If you haven't done this, I recommend doing it actually. I've done it on a couple of other guitars before, but that's crazy how much of a difference it's making on this one. That's nuts. I keep saying that, sorry. I've been watching a lot of fretboard vids recently, lots of conflicting info on what to use to clean and condition with. Okay, so, good point. Now, PRS actually recommend tung oil, T-U-N-G, which I've got in the other room, but I haven't got it in here because I didn't plan on using it, because I thought I'll save that for my PRSs, because it's not cheap, that stuff, either. But, to be honest, I've always used lemon oil. Always used lemon oil. Steve. Okay, ladies and gents, if you've never met Steve Casti or seen Steve Casti's channel, get on over to his channel at some point. Not now, wait until the live stream's finished. Alright. Steve, I'm rubbing just for you, mate. Alright, this is just for you, this rubbing. Alright. But make sure you keep your clothes on. But yeah, this is my first ever live stream, Steve. So be gentle. Alright. But yeah, so lemon oil. I've always used lemon oil forever and ever and ever until I read about PRS saying tung oil. So I bought tung oil and I can't see a difference at all. So I don't know whether it's just Paul Reed Smith being Paul Reed Smith and, you know, charging a little bit more for something that's not really that much different. I don't know. You know, I'm sure he knows. I know he knows his stuff because the bloke's a genius with some of the things he's done. He's really shook up the industry and made a difference, you know, because he's really the only one who's really took it to the big boys, the big two. So yeah, it's one of those things where I don't know. To me, if you got sensible priced guitars and they aren't necessarily PRSs, and Paul's never going to find out, just use lemon oil. There's never been an issue, and you know, just I'll show you in a bit. I'll show you in a bit how it goes on and stuff. But yeah, Steve, are you ready for some rubbing? Okay, brace yourself. I'm coming in dry. Alright. So yeah, just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. You don't have to push hard. It's just literally just give it a bit of a surface glean, if you like. You made me really conscious now, Steve. I'm thinking about why I'm doing it and whether it looks wrong or not. He's a naughty boy there, Steve Casti, but he's got a great channel, by the way. All guitar stuff. Plenty of affordable guitar stuff as well. Really good bloke. So make sure you check him out. But yeah, he messed with my head now, naughty boy. That's coming up as well. I've used teak oil. Alright, it's probably all the same. To be honest, I'm sure there's plenty of different hydrants, if you like, that the woods can take and they enjoy rather than just being bone dry. So, I don't know. Steve. Right, so yeah, I don't know. I just think that they need hydrating at the end of the day. I think that's mainly what it is all about. You know, we need to hydrate these things just to keep them hydrated. I don't know. I just do what I'm told. You know, these manufacturers say you got to hydrate these fretboards. I hydrate these fretboards. I'm sure that's what's weird though, right? I don't know the reason behind it. No problem, Steve. You've earned it, boy. By the way, Steve's been really helpful with me, so he needs a subscription. All right, just click that button on his channel. But anyway, yeah. So we're talking about hydration, right? Why is it they go on about roasted maple necks and guitars as they get older drying out and therefore then becoming more stable and stuff, and then we lob a load of moisture into this wood? What's that all about? And is that what messes with the frets over time? Sometimes, I don't know. It's all voodoo to me. All I do is play the thing and look after it. But yeah, it's an interesting question. You know, why do we hydrate the fretboard, but everything else? I hope I'm not marking these forever now. You know, why is everything else all about trying to get it as dry as possible at manufacturer? There must be a reason. I'm sure someone knows. Give me a shout if you know the answer. Okay, before we go any further, I'm just going to quickly use a bit of that oil on these ones just to make sure that these are going to be alright. But yeah, that polish is making a huge difference on the frets. Huge difference. And it's only 400 grit as well, this metal polish, metal sand paper stuff. It's called micro mesh. I think this is a brand new bottle. I have opened it. Oh no, the lid hasn't. Yeah, I'll do it this way. It's easier. Sorted. Right, let's get this in here. So we just rub it in right up to the fret edges. I think that's the key, because that's where all the grime off your fingers really get sort of hooked into the edges of the frets. Get it right in there. That's where all the grime really builds up. You know, if you look at someone's fretboard that never looks after them, that's where you see masses of guns right against those fret edges. So get it right in there. Different directions as well, and put on a little bit too much, because it actually absorbs it a little bit even after you stop for a bit. So put on a tiny bit too much. And there's some black coming off here, so there's a little bit of grime on here. Go on and make up a reason I want to hear it, because I'm sure it'll be comical if nothing else, because you're a funny boy. So let me know. You just come here and watch me rub anyway, so I don't know. We'll see. See what he comes up with, because Steve's actually a very knowledgeable man. I don't know how, but he's Scottish and they're well educated up there, so that's probably what it is. I've never known any Scot that hasn't been well educated. Used to be in the RAF years, many moons ago when I was a young lad, and obviously met plenty of Scots up there. Maple is usually sealed, most with open pore, drying out and shrinking, so we're not adding hydration. We're replacing. Okay, that's fair enough. That's actually not a bad idea. I'll give you that. Maple's sealed. Yeah, but it isn't sealed when we wear off the lacquer, is it? So what happens then? Because we don't really hydrate maple. You know, when well worn and well played maple necks, at that point they don't have any sealants. So what's happening then? I'm not disagreeing with what your point is at all. I think that actually makes a lot of sense. Rehydrate. Okay, but why do we want to dehydrate the necks as well? The actual neck wood. You know, why do they roast the maple in the first place? And so, that's what I'm on about. Yeah, I've seen that before about lighter fluid actually, but I read it's actually not much different to isopropyl alcohol. but that actually dries stuff out. That really dries. If you ever get out isopropyl alcohol on your fingers, your skin goes really funny and dry really quick. It just seems to, well, like your brain. If you have alcohol, that's how we get drunk. You know, it actually dehydrates your brain and it'll dehydrate the fretboard. So I'm not convinced with that. You know. Anyway, you know, there's different opinions on it. You just got to do what you got, whatever you think. You know, just loads of people use lemon oil. Plenty of people use different things, but whatever you think, you know, there's so much information out there. He made it up. That is him all over. I don't know. You might be right. You might be right. I'm not a wood expert. I'm more of a guitar geek than I am a wood expert. But I actually have a next door neighbour who's a wood turner, and he seems to know everything about wood when I talk to him. So I might actually ask him at some point and then let you know what I got told, because he seems to know his stuff. Right, Mountain Lioness Music. That's a cracking name. I like that. What products am I using? So I mean, actually, I've got to be careful because I've got the lid off. So I'm actually using lemon oil. Dario lemon oil, cleaner and conditioner, allegedly. Does it focus that close? I don't know. Oh, it's all backwards. There we go. That's good. So yeah, I've been using lemon oil for years on my normal guitars, but when I bought PRS Core model, USA model, I started looking into it, and they actually recommend using tongue oil, whether it's rosewood, ebony, or whatever it is, you know. So they've got a different opinion again, but I've never had any issues with lemon oil. So sometimes you just got to stick with what you know, because you know you've got no issues, if you like. See what I mean? This sounds a bit weird, but if you've got no problems, I've never had a problem with fret sprout or anything like that ever, and I've always used lemon oil. I've never had a fret sprout ever in all the guitars that I've owned over the years, which is too many, especially if you ask my wife. So yeah, fret sprout can be an issue for people, and I don't know whether it's just lack of manufacture quality when they do it, and that fret just pops because of that, or because it's changes in humidity. That can be a big issue with a lot of the wood, because they all swell and shrink at different rates. All these different types of wood. So you've got maple and rosewood, and then you've got, say, a poplar, all these different things, and even the metal parts as well. Where there's a neck joint, for instance, on like a Squier, and so on. Everything swells and contracts at different rates based on what material it is. So if they're all moving at different paces, obviously that's why the humidity and the temperatures can really mess with these guitars. So you always got to try and keep them as stable as possible. So if you get a new guitar sent through the post, the temptation is, as soon as you get it in that door, open that box, get it out straight away into your nice warm house. But then it's suddenly gone from really cold, normally been sat in a van driver's van all day, suddenly going into... Exactly, James. Exactly. But yeah, if it's been in a cold van all day, you get your shiny new guitar. First thing you do is rip it open, get it out into your nice warm house. But it's suddenly gone from really cold to really warm, and that's not a good transition. Sometimes it's best to leave it for a while in its box or case, let it slowly sort of come up to your room's temperature, and then get it out. I know it's so tempting to just get it out and get on it, but it can cause problems. So yeah, especially with the weather we've got in the UK at the moment. I mean, which guitar was it? You know, I bought so many recently, I can't remember which one it was. It was this one. What div? Right, so it's this one. Right, so I got this the other day, and it was free. It was -2 or 3 outside, so I had to leave it in the box for hours and hours just because I didn't want it to come out and crack, you know, or do any of that, you know, any finish checking and stuff. I know it's not nitro on these, but even so, when it's that cold to this, because we have our house quite warm, you just got to be careful. Anyway, let's get cracking on this. Get some more frets done. James, where you from? And Mountain Lioness, give me a shout. Give me a shout where you're from, what guitars you play, what your favourites are, and what you're buying next. Have you got a Harley Benton? This is a Harley Benton. My first Harley Benton. I've been intrigued by them for a while, to be fair, but I've never owned one until now, and I'm gobsmacked how good it is. I've got a Jet, which Steve Cassidy, by the way, get on his channel at some point. Not now. Wait till later when we're finished. All right. Steve Cassidy, he's done some cracking videos on Squiers and Jets and Harley Bentons. So it's a good channel to follow, that is. He's a good boy. And he's put out a new video yesterday about the differences between different Squiers as well. So that's worth a look. But yeah, if you haven't seen any of my other videos, make sure you subscribe so you get notified in the future. But also, go back and have a look at, I've done Squier debut series. They are crazy. I mean, they're basically like this, where how the hell are you getting this sort of quality guitar for 100 to 150 quid nowadays? It's bonkers. It's all just mental. We're so lucky. We really are. I keep saying it in so many videos, but we are lucky. It's just getting silly, honestly. But yeah, in future I'm going to actually, obviously, put a placard up, you know, a Holden thumbnail, so you know when my, yeah, I know you're from I know where you are. That boy. He's a funny old boy. Yet to meet him though. I'm looking forward to meeting him at some point. He's got a funny way of doing things. I do like his videos because he's unique, and that's what you want. You want people that are different. You know, if we're all the same, we'd be boring, wouldn't we? You know. But yeah, Scotland, my favourite country on earth. I'd love to live there. It's actually my favourite holiday destination. Sounds crazy when I'm in England and I actually just want to go to Scotland all the time. But yeah, gorgeous country, especially the West Coast. West Coast is lovely. I know you're more sort of Central Eastern, I think, Steve. Eastern Kentucky, USA, 43 degrees. Is that Celsius? 43 degrees Celsius. Just getting the ball rolling. There's always one. But let's get up to this 12th fret, I think. These are coming along lovely, actually. It feels so different to the ones I ain't done yet. But like I say, if you just join me, this is actually micro mesh. It's just metal sandpaper, basically. So that's 400 grit, this one. And it just makes them feel so smooth, it's crazy. So, Mountain Lioness, Eastern Kentucky, USA, 43 degrees. Is that 43 degrees Fahrenheit or 43 degrees centigrade? Because centigrade would be pretty mental. So I'm assuming it's going to be Fahrenheit. But we've had it pretty cold as well, actually, in the UK the last few days. We had -3 or 4 the other day, and it actually was a -8 or 9 chill factor because the wind was quite strong as well. So that was pretty bonkers for us because we ain't been so cold. We ain't been so cold recently. We had quite a mild winter so far, or coming up to winter. We've had it quite mild, and then all of a sudden we just suddenly went into meltdown and just went really, really, really cold overnight almost. And then today it's picked up again, which is bonkers. Weather's all over the place nowadays. Sound like an old man, but unfortunately it's true. We have our summers seem to be earlier and earlier each year. Seem to be in about May time at the moment. Right, so I've got up to the 11th fret now. I'm just going to get these oiled now, I think. Get a bit more. You can see it's actually dried out nicely now down here. I'm just going to put another, but it's absorbed quite a bit. So I'm actually going to put some more on there and I'll just wipe off the excess at the end. So it's better to have too much, well, not silly, you don't want to swim in, but it's better to have a little bit more than needed. Because then it can absorb as much as it wants, and then what it doesn't absorb, just get rid of it. You know, just wipe it off afterwards. So I'm just going up against these fret edges to really get rid of this, any gunk that's on there, because like I say, I don't know who's played it before, because it is second hand. But yeah, 110 quid, I can't complain. Just give it a nice little... I've actually done a setup on it already, to be honest. But obviously it's all going to be irrelevant when I get that new bridge, that new wraparound bridge next week. And then we'll swap that over and do a new setup. And I'll get the new strings on at the same time, which I was going to do tonight, but I cocked up yet again. Some place called James. Who's James? He's stalking me. Oof, that's got. I have two SE Custom 24. You can probably see. Oh no, there it is. There's an SE Custom 24. That is one of the older ones. You know, they're much better now. To be fair, they're really. I mean, since they moved from World Musical Instruments to Cortec, the quality went up big time. I think that was around 2016, 17, something like that. The only SE I have from, I've got to think about this because I change them all the time. The only SE I have from the modern era is my Silver Sky, which is over there, which I'll get in a second. And I love that. Absolutely amazing. SEs are superb value. They're just amazing guitars for the money. They really are. If you've never tried an SE and you're watching this, you need to play one at some point, because you'll be shocked. I mean, I know they're a bit dearer than, say, these Harley Bentons and the Jets and the Squiers and the Epiphones and so on. And they are starting to get a bit silly at times. Some of these SEs, they're starting to hit £1,000 now, which sort of defeats the whole principle of what they were built for in the first place. Because I'll come back to it in a sec. Carlos Santana actually went to Paul and said, look, we want student edition, student models that, you know, the general public can afford, that aren't willing to spend £3,000-4,000 on these high-end stuff. So Paul agreed and actually started making some cheaper ones. And over time, they just got higher and higher and higher. Now they broke that £1,000 barrier now, and it starts to put you into that position where you think, I don't know, it's not really a budget guitar anymore. Show us your as long as the repairable PRS is what you're talking about, the actual guitars, and nothing else. Can't believe you forget me after we're playing one. We're trying together Friday night. What are you doing up at this time of night? You're old. He's a funny boy. Right, so I've got a couple of comedians in here tonight. I'll tell you what, I'll quit just to break the boredom of this oiling, because it is getting a bit boring. What I'll do is I'll just quickly grab my PRSs. I mean, they've got oily hands. I don't like touching my PRSs with dirty hands. I'm going to have to clean them later now. Yes, oh, okay, well, as you asked so nicely, I'll get them. Alright, so they're the other side of the camera, so I'll be 1 second, because one day I'm going to show you I got glass cabinets that I made years ago to put in my favourite guitars. I've got two guitar cabinets, glass, and they're completely mirrored inside as well, and they've got lights, LED lights and everything all around them, and I love them. They're just like a proper display cabinet, but I just made them myself. But that's where the two PRSs sit in those. They are the daddies, basically. So got a support from another mother, yeah. Right, I'll just grab these. Okay, so I'll tell you what, I'll get the 10 top out first. Get the 10 top out first. So I've only just received, well, I'll say received, I only just bought this recently. I've always wanted a 10 top my whole life. And I finally got myself one. God, even I'm impressed looking in that picture. I do love this guitar. I don't play past the 5th. You're a liar. I saw you. He talks some rubbish, that boy. I've seen him play a lot. So yeah, obviously the studio, the light's actually quite hard to get rid of, but yeah, you can hopefully see what I'm saying anyway. This is my number 1, but then I'm going to show you my number 1.5 in a minute as well, or maybe 1.2 we'll call it. But yeah, I've actually got a pair effectively of these. This is a custom 24 08. So this is the 08 because it's got the extra switch in here for individual coil tapping separate to the actual 3-way switch, so you can get 8 different sounds. And I just want the versatility really of this. Plus I fell in love with that top because it's the same colour as my other one, which I'm going to show you in a second, which is a custom 22 Violet Blueburst, they're called officially, Violet Blueburst, and this is my 10 top, which I'm really, really happy about. Thank you. And I'll show you the headstock as well. Hang on, I've got to try and work out these camera angles. It's all new. 35th anniversary as well. So yeah, I really love this guitar. It's just, I mean, I know not everyone's a big fan of these crazy colours or of Paul Reed Smith even with the bird inlays and stuff, but I love the fact it's different because everything was just dots or blocks and that was it for decades. He come along and changed them, you know, and all of a sudden we've got something with a bit of art involved, you know. So to me, I think these are a work of art as well as being amazing guitars, and that's what I love about them. I love the fact that they're beautiful as well as being mental good. You know, they're just such brilliant instruments. So yeah, I'm a lucky boy because I've got my 2 favourite guitars on earth. And the other thing is, I don't know if you saw the other day that the new custom 24s that came out for the 40th anniversary, which are the 2025 guitars that came out last week, They're £7,000. I paid 2,600 for this. 2,600. Right. I did sell another guitar to pay for it. I had another guitar, a McCarthy 594, which was gorgeous in charcoal blue burst, but I just never got on with the actual instrument itself. But yeah, this, I'll actually stick it under here. There you go. So you can see different cameras with different light, because that's my actual laptop camera straight ahead, and this is the DJI Pocket 3. But yeah, you can see sometimes it looks a bit more purple, sometimes it looks a bit more blue. But yeah, it's a beautiful. I mean, I love the hybrid hardware as well, where you got the gold and chrome mix as well. Same on the pickups. Look, you got different poles on the pickups. But yeah, I'll just show you a headstock under there as well. Look. So yeah, 35th anniversary with the eagle on the headstock instead of the Paul Reed Smith signature logo. So yes, pretty much that's my custom 24. I mean, I've got a custom. I'm going to show me custom 22 now. But what I love about this is it's just so rocky. It's so versatile and rocky, and the cleans sound great as well. Guitar. Don't you call me a tart? No, I like that word. That's quite a clever play on words, young man. I'm impressed. Yeah, it's that education coming through. Look, it's shining through tonight. But yeah, so that's my custom 24 10 top. I'll quickly prove it to you. Hopefully, let me get this. Oh, I'll go around this way. Look. 10 top, look. But yeah, even the tuners, they've got this weird sort of almost ivory feel to them. Just different, you know, it's just different. I'll show you my custom 22, and then we'll crack on with a bit more fretwork on this Harley Benton. But yeah, that's the 2408. Actually, I'll bring over the Silver Sky at the same time and talk about that. God, you're getting me carried away now, you lot. We end up talking about stuff I wasn't meant to be talking about. So, there's guitars everywhere in this house. Where am I going to put that? I'll hang that up there for a sec. Okay, so this is my custom 22, which is basically the same guitar, but without the coil taps being selectable. You know, they haven't got the 2408 controls. Instead, this has a 5-way switch, and it has different combinations based on what they preset at the factory, so you're sort of restricted by that. And you can see there's no hybrid hardware on this, it's just all chrome. But yeah, it's a lovely guitar. This was my I don't know why they got rid of the custom 22s. Now, if you're not aware, the biggest difference between a custom 22 and 24, obviously, are the frets, but it's the impact that has on this. The pickup position. This pickup is a lot further away from the bridge than it is on a custom 24, so therefore we got much greater tonal variation between the two pickups, because it's a lot warmer, because it's a lot further up, because the 2 frets extra higher. So I love this because I think that neck pickup sounds so much better than a 24 does. But I love having, I am lucky, I'm not going to lie, you know. But we all got to have something nice, haven't we, at some point? And I'm getting old now, got to get something nice before I die. So yeah, this is the 22, and the same exact colour scheme. Is called, that's a bit exaggerated, that purple on that camera actually. What's going on there? That's going funny. What's that all about? That's weird. Anyway, no idea. But yeah, so custom 22, violet blue burst, non-10 top, but still a cracking top on it. I still love the top on this. I still think it's very well evenly matched. I don't know why it's not a 10 top, to be honest, because the actual flame is so symmetrical. I've got no idea why it's not a 10 top. Don't know, but it's a lovely guitar. I love it to bits. And being, I don't know, I just think they should bring back the 22. I've got no idea why they discontinued it, because I think it's such a good idea having a bit better distance between the two pickups. Because I know there's plenty of McCartys out there and stuff that got 22 frets, but if you don't want McCarty, what are you going to do? You know, so yeah. But yeah, that's the 22 anyway. I'll stick that back because I'm not hanging that up on that wall with those guitars. This has got its own private place. Yeah, it's got to have its space. Oh, and that's the other thing. It's got the typical signature headstock, along with the chrome tuners on that one. But yeah, oh, and the Silver Sky, let's quickly talk about that. And then we'll crack on with a bit more on there. What's going on with that picture? Anyway, so the Silver Sky SE, it was the Moon White, I think they called it, Moon White. But I actually did a video about spraying this in this flip paint. So it's actually purple. What neck pattern does the 22 have? That's a great question. I don't know, because I can't remember that many things. I've got too many guitars to remember all the neck patterns. So the only way I'd know is if I opened the case, because it's got the case candy in there. It tells you on the actual ticket thing, the little booklet thing. I have to have a look, but they're outside at the minute, the cases, in the garage, because I've got too many cases. So I have to spread them around the house, otherwise I get moaned at. So yeah, I'll have a look at some point, because I know they're slightly different, but I love both of them in different ways. It's weird, because I've never been one of these people where you need one neck all the time. It has to be that neck, that neck, that neck. I'm happy to have different necks. You know, it's not a problem if I have different necks, but I like all of them, to be fair. I don't even dislike the Les Paul 50s neck, and that's quite baseball bat-ish. But it depends what you're playing, I think, as well. That makes a big difference. If you're doing chord work, rhythm, you like a nice thick neck because it's nice and comfortable. But then when you want a bit of lead or whatever, you want a nice thin neck, like the 24, for instance, a nice fast playing neck with a nice flat radius. So it depends what you're playing. So this SE, I actually bought the SE over the core model because I preferred it. I genuinely prefer this over a core model. I think this is a better guitar in every way. Really, it's bonkers. The neck profile is better. It's totally different, by the way. Totally different neck profile on this to the core model. Much better on these. Almost unanimously across all YouTube reviewers, if you actually watch some videos on the SE as well. And the sound, I prefer the sound on this. The core model's just way too ice picky and too sharp and harsh, whereas this got a nice warmth to it as well as having the clarity. So I actually preferred the sound of these. So I bought the SE. But the colours were a bit poor, because there's only 4 colours initially when I bought this. When they first came out, there's only 4 colours, and obviously there's plenty more options now. And I'm a big fan of the purple, by the way, but I'm not sure about the maple neck. But anyway, so I don't know if you've ever seen a Nebula Silver Sky, the Core Nebula edition, which was limited edition. That was a flip paint of purple to blue. So I thought, why not make an SE version of the same thing? So I stripped it down, took the neck off, took all the parts off, and sprayed it with flip paint. It's not the best job in the world, but it looks pretty good, and I adore that. Look at that, it's just, it's just so lovely. I love the flip paint. So yeah, it gives it a nice, unique look. So that's my SE, and I've sanded the back of the neck at the same time as well. You can see where the old varnish was, and I actually just sanded that all the way down behind the neck joint, and so smooth. So smooth, lovely. But anyway, yeah, that's my Silver Sky. So let's get into finishing this off and get this out of the way and done. Alright, so I got up to fret 11. Well, yeah, I can feel the difference, it's huge. Right, let's get cracking. I need more comments. Give me a shout. Who's still here? Give me a shout if you're still here in the live chat box. Don't comment in the comments section because it's such a tempting thing to do. Click in the live chat if you don't know. All right, who's still with me? Who's still up at this crazy time? Obviously in Kentucky, I suppose. What time is it? Be about 4 o'clock, 4 p.m, 5 p.m. Might even be a little bit later than that. I don't know. That's better. What time is it in Kentucky? Mountain Lioness. Good name, that. I like that name. What is going on with that picture over there? That is really weird. It's gone a bit all sort of funny. Okay, getting on with it now. Oh, they're nice and smooth. That one needs a bit more. That's an amazing difference. If you've never done this, but forgot a Silver Sky BSC, Roxy Pink. I think it was actually 8. Really? Oh, it's 120 now here. God, it's gone quick. Yeah, the Roxy Pink is stunning. It is actually called Roxy Pink. I think it's ROXIE. They spell it as, but yes, I know what you meant. Don't worry. But yeah, it's just being picky, that is. But yeah, the Roxy Pink is actually a sort of bubblegum sort of colour, and it's lovely. And if you've never seen it in the flesh, I don't know if you've seen it in the flesh, but it is a lovely colour on the core model. But yeah, for some reason they've never done it on the SE, which I think they should. Stuff like that makes sense. So yeah, a bit of a strange one. I'm sure they will. I mean, they need to bring out. I think they could do with refreshing some of the colours, to be honest, because I know the purples aren't selling that well, or the blacks. So the blacks and the purples they could probably swap out, like they did with the green when they got rid of the evergreen, because that weren't going so well either. So they got rid of that. But yeah. Just give it a little bit of a edge sand. Just do those fret ends a little bit. So Barbie, are you very Barbie as well then? Hey, you could play What Was I Made For when you get it, If you heard that Billie Eilish song from the Barbie film. Have you seen the Barbie film, by the way? That's 2 hours of my life I'll never get back. But yeah, who's still with me? Who's still here? Give me a shout if you're still in the room. If you've got any questions as well about why I'm still up at this time, or why we're doing this to Harley Benton, or whatever you want to know, just give me a shout. Oh, I love pink guitars. Tried to refinish a guitar to magenta, but ended up with more of a salmon pink. Oh, that's not a bad thing. Magenta is a nice colour though, to be fair. I do like magenta. But refinishing, if you never tried refinishing a guitar, it's amazing how hard it is to get a really nice finish and get it right. It is ridiculous how painting an instrument to these levels that these people do is a work of art. Honestly, it is so hard. It is ridiculous. I just couldn't believe how hard it was. I had to start again 3 times. Literally take it back down to the wood 3 times because I just kept getting it wrong. Even though I tested so many times, I tried it so many times, and it's just such a hard job. It really is. It's amazing, really, how hard that is. It shocked me. I didn't think it'd be that hard at all. Not even close. But yeah. So that's that. I think what I'm going to do now is just put a little bit of extra on, just let it settle for a few minutes. Yeah, exactly, salmon pink. I saw a what's it called? It's one of those Squiers. It's a player series, a special limited edition they did in peach, some sort of peach. Getting the polyfinish. Yeah, that was an absolute nightmare. Because I tried paint stripper, I tried sanding it. Polyfinish is absolutely impossible. The amount of sandpaper I went through was phenomenal. I tried scraping it. That was by far, like you're completely right. That was by far the hardest part, and it is the most frustrating. And I got Tourette's while I was doing that. I like the dragon fruit colours. I think the dragon fruit colours look really smart. Although I bought one once from Anderson's. It's a little story I've never shared before on here, actually. So I bought a dragon fruit one from Anderson's because I love that colour. It looks great in the videos and stuff when you see, or some of the videos. And then when I got it in the flesh, it was really, really flat. Just really flat colour. And I thought, well, that's all right. I'll just boost the saturation or whatever on my videos. But then I found some flaws in the finish, and for PRS it really shocks me because I've never found a flaw on a PRS before, ever. Never, ever. On any PRS, no matter what the price point. And yet there's flaws in it. It's like it, I don't know, got some dirt in the actual paint. Peach S2 McCarthy's. Never seen that. You just remind me that I actually had an S2 McCarthy. Peach Guitars in the UK were doing some limited edition quilt versions when they first when was it? 2-3 years ago. And and they were stunning. They did a purple burst type thing, and I bought one. Absolutely stunning to look at. Played lovely. The actual, well, when I say play lovely, the body contours on the S2s I think are actually more comfortable than the core models. They're lovely, really lovely. But I didn't like the neck on it, and I didn't like the sound of it. So, and in that time though, they were still using the SE pickups. So I don't know if it has something to do with it or not. But now they use the American core model pickups, which I thought they should have done all along. It seemed crazy to me that they were using SE pickups on 500 quid guitars. Had the same pickups as guitars they were trying to knock out for over £2,000. You can't do that. It just weren't working. That's why they had to change it. You know, it just weren't working. But yeah, the quilt finish on that S2 was amazing, and it felt so comfortable on the arm curve, you know, on the body curve. But yet I just couldn't get on with the neck or the sound of the pickups, so I ended up flogging it long term. But I was gutted because again, it looked stunning. You know, it was comfy on the right arm. But yeah, it just weren't for me. There's something about McCarthy's. I don't know what it is about McCarthy's, because I love the idea of them. I love PRSs, as you know. I actually got another SE I could show you in a sec. I just realised, I just spotted it. That's when you know you got. Don't tell anyone, but that's when you know you got too many guitars. When you forget what you actually got and what's where, and even when it's sat in front of you, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, Dragon Fruit is lovely in the pictures. It's got a real sort of depth to it, and it's got that sort of not candy apple red, but it's got almost a 3D sort of depth to it, and it's almost like a candy apple red with a hint of pink. And it looks amazing in some videos, and it looks amazing in some pictures. But then when you get it in the flesh, it's really flat. It's really odd. I don't know why. Thin line. No, it wasn't a thin line. It was. I actually like the idea of that, but again, it'd have to be something else, not McCarthy for me. But each to their own. But yeah, McCarthy's. I love the idea of them. That's the thing. I love my Les Paul. I love my Les Paul. I love my Les Paul Juniors. As you can see, I've got one in front of me. But yet, for some reason, I can't get on with the McCarthy's. I don't know what it is, and I think it's. I don't know. I can't answer it. I just don't know the answer. I don't know why. It's a shame because I love the look of them. You know, it's another one of those ones where you want to love it, and you think you love it until you play it. And there's always something like that out there, you know. So I'm just gonna have a quick drink. I'm getting dry now. Been on here a while. But yeah, so let's get one little bit extra bit of coating of lemon oil, just skim it across the top here, and then we'll get putting this back together. I think just roughly lob it on, just let it hydrate a little bit. How come you're still awake anyway? You couldn't get on with the Silver Sky? That's interesting. It might be the neck, because the neck, I think they're very unique actually. I think they're very unique, the Silver Sky necks, which just for me happens to work out. Or was it the sound? What was it, Steve? Because I actually really like the I love everything about the Silver Sky SE. Like I said, I didn't like the American one. I was really shocked because I wanted to like it, because I wanted to buy another American PRS. But as you probably saw online, loads of people preferred the SEs over the core models. It was a bit of a shock, really. And especially with the money they're charging, the difference between the two is massive. So yeah. But I'll leave this on for I need that. I'll leave this on for a few seconds. Oh, what's going on with that camera? I'll tell you what, see if I drop it out and then bring it back in again in a sec. Nope. That's weird, isn't it? Oh well, I'll have a look at that later. What's going on with the screen? It's still there, sort of. Weird. Oh well, let's have a look at. Actually, Steve, you've got one of those. It's the Pocket 3. I just bought Pocket 3 because you spent my money, boy. You know, you were telling me about your DJI Pocket 3, so I went and bought one. Look what you done to me. Obviously, it looks rubbish on there. Does it look rubbish on YouTube? Is this camera gone funny for you, or is it just my preview? Let me know. Has it gone all sort of comic book looking? Because it is on my preview on my screen. I don't know if it is on your end. It's interesting though. But I use it as a webcam tonight, so I've got it in webcam mode, so I don't know whether that does something. CU24, so neck or radius for me, yeah. It's interesting. I mean, to be fair, my Silver Sky is very, very different to my Player Series Strat. Very different. And I actually prefer the Silver Sky, but only just. But that is a very different experience. They are even though they're Strat based, they're very different. So, yeah, it's weird. Weird one. I don't know what it is. Be interesting though. The decks are quite different though. And, I mean, my Player Strat's really heavy. I don't know what that's all about, but yeah, that's really heavy. But give me a quick comment down below, somebody, please. Is this camera, does it look all sort of comic book looking? Has it gone all funny? Or is it just on my screen? Just let me know. But yeah, let's wipe off the excess on this while someone's commenting, hopefully. Mainly the neck. Not into rosewood necks on Fender Star guitars. Didn't love the picks either. I think that was more stratiness. Yeah, see, I'm not a huge fan of I'm going to be really controversial now. I'm not a huge fan of a Strat. And I know that's the minority opinion. Almost guaranteed. I would take a PRS or a Les Paul over a Strat any day of the week. And which is odd because I absolutely adore Mark Knopfler. He's one of, yeah, camera, yeah. God knows what's going on with that. I even tried turning it off and on again, but it still went funny. Weird. But yeah, I tried, I love Mark Knopfler. Oh, Nostromo's still here. Good lad. Lad or lady, don't know. Let me know. Don't want to be calling yourself and you're not, especially in this day and age. But yeah, yeah, I love Mark Knopfler. Mark Knopfler's an absolute god, and that's why I bought a Candy Apple Red Strat. I know he ain't got Candy Apple Red, but I love that red. Best out of all the reds. So I wanted a red Strat because of Sultans of Swing video. So it's just iconic, so iconic. Oh, that's interesting. So I'm not the only one who's sort of allergic to Strats a little bit. I've got a Strat, and I do like it for what I use it for, and I have put custom shop pickups in it. If you go back and have a look through my videos, I've actually done a few videos on my Strat because I upgraded a few little things on there. Put lock and tuners on the Player Series, put the Ultra Bridge on it, put the Texas Special. You're a trash. You're showing your age there. You're not that old, are you? I thought you were a young man. But yeah, so that is quite. I suppose it is like having a filter on. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, my Strat. I've done some videos on the upgrades of the Texas Special custom shop pickups in there. A full pre-wired pick guard, but I changed the pick guard because it weren't white, and that's the only one I could get, and I got it dirt cheap, so I had to go with it. I couldn't refuse the money that I got that for. I'm just moving. But yeah. It's a cracking guitar, but it's just a little bit heavy, and it's perfect to play in songs of swing and stuff like that. But it's just not for me. I love it for cleans. I love it for cleans. Anything with any sort of distortion, I think is poor. That's the nicest way of saying it. I think any even sort of medium gain, just not a fan of it. I just don't like it. As long as it's clean, it's fine. Anything else, I wouldn't use the Strat for it. So yeah, but I said about my other PRS SE. It does look like a filter. Yeah, it does look like a filter. I need one on air though more than anything. Get rid of this. You know, one of those blurry things like the ladies all use on TikTok and stuff. Let me just grab this other SE and I'll quickly show you what this is all about. So I'll show you both at the same time because I didn't actually show you this one, this Custom 24. Like I say, this is from the old factory before they moved to Cortec. Now, you could argue these are my twins as well, because they did a limited run of 70 models in the single cut Les Paul ripoff and in the Custom 24. Both quilts, 70 models made of each. So I bought both. Yeah, Vanilla's good. A bit Marmite-y, yeah. But yeah, they're amazing at clean. Don't get me. But that's the thing. I love the Telecaster clean and distorted. But yet the Strat, I only like it clean. So it's weird. But yeah, these are my other twins. In fact, I've got to go the other way. Look, got to get used to this. So yeah, both quilts, both the same limited edition run from, I think it was 2014. So he's a bit old now and long in the tooth. But these were my main guitars for a while when I went through a period of buying my house. But yeah, these are different. I mean, I love Cherry Sunburst, and they've got a lovely quilt. I mean, especially, which one is it? It's this one. There you go. Look at that. I think it's gorgeous. It looks like fire almost. Not everyone's cup of tea, but it's got a nice 3D depth to it as well. It sort of moves in the light. Like. And the same with this one. It is nice. It's just not quite as tight a quilt. But yeah, I've actually put, which one is it? It's this one. Right. This one, I've put Gibson burst buckers in here. So it's got the exact same wiring and pickups as my 50s Les Paul now. And this sounds amazing. It's actually don't tell my wife, but it sounds better than my Les Paul, I think. I don't know why. And it plays, I actually prefer the neck on this. This is a cracking guitar now. This one, I've still got the SE pickups in, but I intend to change them at some point when I can find some. I'd like to put the American 8515s in here. The 8515s I think would really transform this guitar into a proper. These would be my live guitars at that point, I think. Especially if this had the 8515s, the American 8515s in it. But yeah. They're my originals, shall we say. So apart from those, what else have I got? I could show you while I'm in here. Oh, right, okay. Obviously we're all allergic to bass players, but I have got a bass. But I'm going to tell you a little story about this. So, this is a Fender Player series, but it was a limited edition that they did with the ebony fingerboard, fretboard. Let me give it that other camera, because this is too long, this guitar. These dodgy basses that they use. It's a Jaguar. I really love the offset shape on this. But it's got an ebony fingerboard and it's got a limited edition headstock as well. So I jumped on this. When I saw this, right, I'll tell you, 340 quid delivered from Cash Converters of all places. So if you're in the UK, Cash Converters is basically, if you're not in the UK, sorry, Cash Converters is basically not a pawn shop, but, and I don't mean that sort of pawn, Steve. I mean where you actually sell your stuff and, you know, get a few quid when you need it, and then other people buy you cheap stuff. They completely didn't know what they had with this at all, because these were £1,000 brand new, £1,000, and they sold it to me for 340 delivered, and it was immaculate. It didn't have a mark on it. That was the other thing. It was absolutely mint, completely mint. That's a finger mark, that is. Yeah, that's coming off now. God, it worried me then. Someone's grubby hands has been on it. That's probably my dodgy fingers from that oil. But yeah, so that's my. I didn't really want a bass, but I thought, well, if I'm doing recordings and stuff, I've got to fill it in with something. So I just bought. I thought I was actually going to get a Squier, because there's a Squier Rascal bass. Don't know if you've seen that. That's a really nice bass, and it sounds awesome. And that comes in a nice sort of all black look with the chrome on and stuff. But when I saw this, had to have it. I mean, I've seen these go on eBay since I bought this, which was only about 9 months ago. Since I bought this, I've seen them going for 700 quid on eBay. So yeah, I was happy with this. I wasn't going to spend 700 quid on a bass, because it's only for as and when use, you know, not very often. Because it's just for delving into recording, really. It's not for anything serious. But when I was paying Squier money, I thought I might as well have this limit, because I love the limited edition headstock and the ebony. I love ebony fingerboards. My old McCarthy 594 had an ebony fingerboard. The core one that I sold, the charcoal blueburst, that was an ebony fingerboard, and that was lovely. Oh, and those quilted limited edition S2s, McCarthy's, they had ebony fingerboards as well as having the quilt. That was part of the limited edition run of them. They had ebony fingerboards, and they were lovely and all. Right, let's just make sure all this is gone. No more excess anywhere. Right, that's that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just grab a spot of glue, because obviously, as we found out, it's not. I want to try and show that camera. I ain't got that camera on. Let's put it back on. Right. Oh, here we go. Right, so the nut came off, just fell off. It obviously weren't glued in or nothing off there when I took the strings off. So just going to put a dab of glue, just the tiniest dab of glue on there, just to hold it in there fully, just to give it that little bit of security, and then let that set, and then we'll get these strings back on, put the bridge back on, and get cracking and get back to a bit back together, and then probably call it a night. Because getting on a bit, I mean, Steve, you need your beauty sleep, mate. You definitely need your beauty sleep. So yeah, let's get that. I'm gonna grab that, and I'll keep talking to you while I'm grabbing that, because it's actually near the room. Like a complete plonk. I didn't think I needed it, because I was going to fall off. But yeah, I got the glue now. Here we go. So got a bit of Gorilla Glue. Can't go wrong with that. So here we are. That picture's annoying me now. I keep thinking about turning that camera off and on again. We'll have a look. Maybe, I don't know. Right, so I'm going to dab a tiny bit of this on here. I'm just going to move it along a bit so I can actually see what I'm doing properly, because I don't want to get it in the wrong place. And make sure I don't want to catch it on that truss rod cover at all. Imagine that, you glue the truss rod cover on. So let's get this in here. Tiniest little dab. Get that in. Let it sit there for a bit. And that'll just solve itself, and then I'll have that nice and secure then. So yeah, oh, you're helping me procrastinate. I'm supposed to be editing. I've got to do that in the morning, because I've actually been to, I don't know if you were here when I said, I've been to Rich Tone Music in Sheffield today. That's a really good shop, actually, if you've never been there before. Rich Tone Music in Sheffield. Great work. They've got a good selection of second-hand stuff at really reasonable prices as well. And that's just another mecca. You go in there, you just wish you didn't have your wife with you, and wish you had your credit card with you. And you just, even my daughter wanted to buy something in there. She was desperate for this SG that was in there, in purple sparkle. It had loads of glitter in it and stuff. It's one of the actual models that they're making at the moment, Epiphone. Yeah, so it was a purple sparkle Epiphone SG that she was desperate for. And it's $599 down from $720 or something like that. But nah, if I'm not allowed one, she's not allowed one. She's getting a telly for Christmas. So she's getting a Player 2 telly for Christmas. Because luckily I get a bit of a discount on Fenders. So I actually bought her a Fender Player 2. And it's surprising how they are advertising about how rolled their fretboard edges are on these new Player 2s, and they're really not that much rolled. There's the tiniest bit of roll there compared to my Player, but it's nothing like the Jets. Nothing like the Jets. There's nowhere near as rolled as the Jets or Squier guitars. If you ever tried a Squier guitar, they're really rolled. Really rolled. Lovely, lovely necks on those. But yeah, Rich Tone Music in Sheffield I went to today and done a bit of a walk around sort of tour video of that, and I'm going to be putting that on tomorrow night. So make sure you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, make sure you press that little button. It doesn't cost you a penny. And hopefully this will be glued now so I can get these strings back on. So let's get cracking with that. But yeah, I've got to edit that in the morning. Okay, let's get this on. So see if I can get these on without breaking any strings or whatever. This is going to be a bit of a mayhem now, isn't it? This I don't know if this is going to work, to be honest. Never done this before where I've left the strings on. I always change the strings when I take them off. So we'll try and work it out as well. Right. So they're all. Oh my god! Here we go. This ain't gonna happen. You know, you can probably see my cogs turning inside through my ears and the steam coming out or whatever. Trying to work this out because oh, there you go. Does that work? Why are they all different bloody orders now? Oh no, okay. Let's see what it is. So, has that worked? That might. Oh no, it isn't. What's going on here? work. It looks like it's working, sort of. Right, let's get one of these posts in anyway. I need one post in first. Get rid of that glue out of the way before that catches on anything. Don't need that, do we? Right. Let's get that post right down. Bought a Jet JS450 used from Rich Tone Music Special Edition. Trans Purple Burst. That sounds lovely. You still got it? If you still got it, ping me a picture across on Instagram, because I love anything purpley. You know, anything sort of bluey, purpley. You probably what do you see? Like even the ES335 dot. I didn't just buy a normal one. I had to, because I didn't know that it did this. They actually made a blue burst a few years ago as a limited edition. So I was looking for an old special edition one of them. There it is. It took me ages to find one of them, because I've got this thing about blue guitars. I don't know what it is or why it is, but that's my thing. We've all got our colours, haven't we? But yeah, I do love my blues. Why is this so hard to do? They just do not want to stay in place. Right, let's get that in there. And hopefully, if I get that in there first. That's it, right, that one's in. This is not an easy way of doing things. I wish I'd just replaced them almost, but it's all money, isn't it? You know, it's money towards another guitar or something else, or, you know. Oh, I'll show you something in a minute, actually. You might both be interested in. Or still got it. You still got it. Send me a pic. I want to see that. I'm dead interested in that. And then you can vlog it to me when you're feeling generous. Okay, let's see if I can get this in. I don't know how this is going to work, to be honest. Or whether it even will work. I should have done it a different order. Do the treble side first. I'll take that back out. Treble side first, definitely. Because that's the way I took it off. I think the treble strings don't loosen as far as the bass ones do. I was getting... So, let's get this on there. Get that in there. Get that pushed down and slide that on. What's your next guitar, Steve? And Mountain Lioness, what are you going to buy next? Let me know. And anyone else that's still here, what's the plan? What's the next move in the master plan? Speaking of master plan, what's your favourite Oasis song, if you like Oasis? Master plan for me by a long way. Cheers, mate. Look forward to seeing that in a bit. If I ever get this thing done. Oh no. Come on. Get over it. That's it, right, sorted. This bridge is a pain in the backside. Watch your language, boys. Right, let's see if I can get that in. Right, there we go. That's in. Right, I did not enjoy that at all. Right, let's get it swung the other way so I can get this tightened up and see if we can get this anywhere near where we want it to be. So I'm going to put that in the saddle. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare. Why did I do this? I really do need one of those string winders. I always wonder why you need a string winder, and now I know. Because it makes life a lot easier when you're doing silly jobs like this. That's why we're just changing strings on a slow time basis, but when you're doing silly things like this, it'd be a lot easier with a winder. Just wind it across really quick. Okay, so that's coming up now. Right, that's it. There's that one. Like I say, I'm going to be changing these strings when I put the new bridge on next week or whenever it turns up. Right, there's all crossed now. Right, got that sorted. Get that in the right bit. Oh, come on, don't say I got that one wrong. Oh, that's alright, sorted. Yeah, good. God, I was panicking then. Thought I'd cocked up on the next guitar. Probably one of the new put. Are they the ones that are Relict, because I see there's some S2 Custom 24 Limited. Where's that? A Bonnie Pink Smoke Burst. Have you got a link? Or which shop on the website or anything? I didn't know they're doing them. That sounds interesting though. Just getting some tension on these E strings to hold the bridge in place, and I can focus on the other 4 then. I'm not going to be playing this tonight because, but may do the 2408. Oh, here he goes. Look, pulling the China card again. He loves that China trip. Done the world of good for it. I'm going to have to go to China now, I reckon. Never been. I hope you got permission to film in China, not just in that shop, but in China as a whole, you know. Because they're a bit funny about all that. Next guitar's what? Peanut. Oh yeah, you said about the Peanut. I think you told me about that P90 Gold Top, didn't you? I'm sure someone told me about P90 Gold Top. I love them. I think they're absolutely lovely. P90s. I hadn't played one till recently, and one till when I bought that, just before that Billy Joe. Gobsmacked. Absolutely gobsmacked how nice P90s are. They're sort of the best of both worlds, all in one. Sort of, you know, rather than just having single coils or humbuckers, it's just like the perfect hybrid pickup. Just a bit of everything in there. It's brilliant. So yeah. Bonnie Pink. Smoke Burst as well on a Bonnie Pink. That sounds interesting, that. I wonder if it's... I assume it's got the American pickups in it as well then. That'd be interesting. But yeah, right, let's get this strung up anyway. I keep waffling on. We all need to go to bed really, don't we? Well, not obviously if you're in America. But yeah. Come on, strings. There we go. He did actually, in case he's, I don't know, he will chime in, I'm sure. But yeah, he's put a video up on his channel. If you go to his channel, not yet, wait until the end. All right. If you go on, make sure you subscribe to him as well. He's a great bloke. He did a cracking video, which did really well actually, about just to walk around one of the China. Well, he's done a couple of them, but the first one went really well, and it was a great video. It was really interesting actually to see how they do things over there. The little things that are different, you know. It's one of those countries that really intrigues me. I'd love to go. Oh, it's the old SE pickups. Is it second hand or is it brand new? It'd be interesting to know. See, the SE pickups, especially on the 2408s and stuff like that, right? Oh, as you said, it was Mercati, didn't you? Oh, it's custom 24. I've got to be honest, I think the S pickups are the best SE pickups that they make. The 8515S. They're the best SE pickups that they make, I think. They're the closest to the Americans out of all the different models. Out of all the different models that they do. So, when you say unfortunately, it's not a huge problem. And at least you can update them at some point if you chose to, and you got the body you want then as well, aren't you? That's why I'd look at it anyway, because they're great guitars. Yeah, Orianthe. I mean, the guitars and the person. You know, I don't know if you know, but she was going out with Richie Zambora from Bon Jovi, well, ex-Bon Jovi. My favourite band of all time, until he left, and then they weren't the same band ever again. But yeah, he was going out with her for a good 4 or 5 years. Obviously, 2408, that's good. So you got the versatility with it as well, with the pickup options. I really like the 2408s over the 24s. I think it's a great upgrade. You can't go wrong with it. It's a really good idea, to be honest, to get a 2408 over a 24 if you can. Which obviously, if it's in, I would, yeah. She's a cracking guitar. I don't know if you've ever seen her audition video that she did for Michael Jackson for this Is It tour, where she does the Beat It solo. It's amazing. absolutely amazing. She was awesome. She's a great singer as well. I love her bluesy style. She's got that sort of, like Richie Sambora, she's got that sort of raw, old school blues about her. And yeah, she's brilliant. And I like her style as well. She's awesome. And that PRS, or Arianthi PRS that they do, stunning. It's one of the best looking guitars of all time, probably, for me. It'd be in my top 10 of all time, definitely. The inlays, if it's in the sort of the, I think it's roses and stuff, it's like a flowery sort of inlay up the neck. Beautiful, absolute work of art. But yeah, mega money. I think that's about 10 grand, which is mental. You know, when you think how many decent guitars you can get for that money, it is crazy, really. You know, it does make you wonder who's buying these things. But yeah, are you going to buy the Orianthi then when you win the lottery? You know, if you keep buying the tickets, you never know. But anyway, let's get this finished off, because I keep jabbering on. It's probably not the best idea, jabbering on non-stop. It'll bore everybody. But yeah, it's nice to have people in there that are interested in things, and we can chat about these things. That's partially what this is all about, to be fair. She dropped some new music last week. She dropped a new video about, well, it might be 10 days ago. I remember watching it literally recently. It's in the last 2 weeks for definite. You know, he's probably got a new album coming with it, but I just watched the actual video for the solo, the actual single, sorry. 11k. Well, they're often £11,000 over here, but I've seen them on offer recently. I mean, it sounds, to say they're on offer when they're still £10,000 is mental, but they were 11 grand. I think I've seen one for 9.9 or something like that, which obviously is a good deal if you're looking at buying one of them in the first place, but it's still bonkers money. I mean, that sort of money, I found it hard handing over 2,600 for a second-hand 10 top, which I know is sensible money for it, because 10 tops, even just 6 to 8 months ago, 10 tops were going for sort of 3.5 to nearly 4 at times. But obviously with the way the world's suddenly gone, and the way the UK's gone a little bit recently, everything's plummeted a bit, so second-hand guitars have really dropped recently, which is good for anyone that's got any money knocking around that wants to buy some, because you're getting good deals now, especially compared to the new prices, because new prices have gone through the roof. What's that all about? You know, they've gone bonkers with their new price, and some of these manufacturers, you just make you wonder what they're thinking. But yeah, we need a bit of a reset, I think. Some of these have gone up way too quick. Yeah, I saw she did a video on it. She actually did a promo video for Orange Amps on that amp. That went up last week or so as well. I don't know if you saw it on YouTube. Her amp, with her playing, anything sounds good, to be fair, you know. But yeah, it did sound good. And to be honest, I've always avoided Orange Amps. And then I'll actually tell you how I played my first Orange amp. It wasn't actually an Orange amp. It was an Orange amp replica within my Fender Telecaster Pro, because they put an orange rocker verb in the Fender Telecaster Pro, which you can probably see just behind me. There you go. There it is. That thing's awesome, by the way. If you never tried a Fender Telecaster Pro, amazing. And this is the most easy to use interface I've ever seen. That thing is just absolutely unbelievable what they've done with that. They've made it basically like an iPhone for multi-effects pedals. It's just so intuitive. You don't need to learn it. You don't need to read any manual. Just literally turn it on and start. It makes sense. Everything just makes sense on it. So the Fender Telecaster Pro is brilliant. And not only that, they're actually using the exact same algorithms in their Fender amps as what they've got in the Telecaster versions of their real amps. So they're identical, you know, and you've got all the IRs that you can put in there, and you can move all the microphone placements and different microphones and so on. And it ends up the impedance curves and everything you can adjust. It just sounds awesome. Absolutely awesome. You just need to put a few more effects in it, but they actually did a big release this week actually with a load of new amps in it for bassists, bass amps and so on. And that's really good. And that orange, when they put the orange in there, probably I think it's June time, June, July time, they put the orange amp in there. Instantly became a favourite. And I thought it was going to be the Soldano that came out at the same time, because I love Soldano amps normally. The SLO 100. Yeah, the orange stuff it's just sort of got a lovely sort of growl to it. It's got a lovely distortion sound. So just to clarify, Steve, you were twiddling Landon Bailey's knobs. I hope it's rated 18, because that sounds a bit dodgy. Landon Bailey, he's got to be one of the most unique YouTubers I've seen. He's got a very different manner about him. Not bad in any way, but just different. He's almost reflective in every sentence that he says. It's a very unique style. I find him quite interesting, but it's just so different, and no one else is like him. Alright, got plenty of tension on there now, so that'll be alright. Okay, so that's that put back together, so correct. I assume you're talking about Landon. Oh, right, no, yeah. I think he's probably a big fan of you now then. But anyway, so yeah, that's back together. Got to wait for this bridge to turn up in the week. I need to stop shaking the table, because I just saw the camera wiggling. I need to find out why that's doing that funny thing on there with that filter. I just wonder if I just flick that and flick it back. No, not a thing. I'll do that. And then do that again. No, not helping. Not at all. So yeah, no idea why it's doing that. We'll have to look into that. I wonder if it's OBS or whether it's the actual camera itself. Weird. But yeah. But anyway. So, I reckon that's probably about it for tonight, to be fair. I've done nearly 2 hours. Well, it is 2 hours now. What's that all about? This time of night? Crazy. So, thanks very much for stopping by, for spending your evening with me and giving up some of your time of your life. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click like. And that just helps me out a little bit. You know, it don't cost you anything. You just press those buttons and it really helps me. And I'll hopefully see you next time. But I'm going to be putting up my new videos coming up tomorrow night, so don't forget that. I'll advertise when I'm in advance next time, when I'm going to do a live stream, because this was just really a trial, to be fair, so I knew what's going on and what works and what don't work, and work out how to use this software, because it's all new to me. And I'll get the parts sorted. I'll get that annoying bridge, those holes. I'll get those holes drilled out a little bit, get those screws through, and then we actually. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, and make sure you check out, like I say, Steve's. Cheers, boss. Got the old pro saying I've done all right, so must be all right. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, thanks very much for watching. Have a lovely week, rest of your weekend, and I'll get these parts sorted so we can do the next one properly and we can finish these jobs. All right. So hope you enjoyed it. Thanks very much, and I will see you next time. See you later. Bye bye.